Welcome back. Now, the deadline is looming for low-income pensioners to claim available credit, with just 10 days left on the clock. So the cost of living payment, worth £301, is available over 1 million UK households, but only around 850,000 people actually have claimed it. So is the system too complicated? And could you be missing out on your payment? If you've got elderly relatives as well, you should probably listen very closely now, because Liam Halligan is with me and he's going to help make all of this a bit clearer, as he always does. It's our economics and business editor, Liam Halligan, with On the Money. I've got a feeling you might be about to save a few people a few quid.
This is, Patrick, a bit of news you can use. I often come on here talking about the car market, and I was talking about mortgages earlier and wanging on about something else. This is news you can use. What I'm doing here, I'm about to say some stuff that the government wants you to hear, not in a propaganda way, because the minister wants more people to claim benefits for which they are eligible. And what I'm talking about here is pension credit. We'll put a little graphic up and radio listeners can follow along as well. This pension credit is worth about £3,500 per year on average, and it is what the civil service call a gateway benefit. That means if you get pension credit, that is then a gateway to other benefits, because it means you are then taken in under another scheme, because if the means test on your income for pension credit, topping up the basic state pension, suggests you're eligible, then you will be eligible for other things. And one thing that you will be eligible for is one of these 3 times a year cost of living payments, which is £301. This is about just over £900 a year, which is the government is giving to people on lower incomes during this cost of living squeeze, partly to help with energy bills, partly to help with the cost of living in general. There are other additional cost of living benefits for people with disabilities and people who are particularly vulnerable. So if you're on pension credit, you then get the cost of living payment as well. But there is a deadline of next Friday, May the 19th, for applying for this pension credit. And this is what the Pensions Minister, Laura Trott, actually said. And this isn't a party political broadcast. This is about what the government wants people to know.
Yeah.
I took the view this was non-partisan. I'm sure a Labour Welfare Minister, Pensions Minister would say the same thing. And Laura Trott, the Pensions Minister, said, pension credit can make a real difference, and I'm determined to make sure this support, worth an average of £3,500 a year, is reaching everyone who needs it, particularly as we know how much pressure households across the country have been under. So how do you work out if you're eligible for pension credit, you or an elderly loved one? Well, I think we've got it on a strap. We can put it on a strap on the screen. But for radio listeners as well, you need to call the pension credit helpline, which is 0800 99 1234. That's Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So there's no particular clever analysis from me on this. I'm just here as a sort of public service announcement. I heard the Pensions Minister on the radio this morning, and I thought we should bring this to our viewers. There will be lots of older people watching GB News, listening on the radio. We know we've got a lot of older people in our demographic. So I'm here to say, you don't be scared of this. Ring the number between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. I'll say it again for radio listeners, 0800 99 1234. See if you're eligible for pension credit, because if you are eligible for pension credit, then you'll also get that gateway to the top-up living standards payment of £301. But you've got to do it by next Friday.
You've got to do it by next Friday. That is vitally important. I just wonder, Liam, whether or not some people, dare I say it, especially of an older demographic, have a bit of a pride issue sometimes when it comes to claiming benefits?
Absolutely. The household I grew up in was a working-class Irish household, and no one I knew in my family or in the people who work in construction, that's what my family did, they just didn't claim benefits. There are certain types of people who just don't want to claim benefits. There are some other kinds of people, you may say, Patrick, who are too keen to claim benefits and maybe claim benefits that they're not eligible for. But I think you've put your finger on something there. There is a certain group of people, it's not a particular ethnicity or even a particular gender or a particular part of the country. There are just some people who don't want to claim benefits. What I would say, if you're a pensioner, right, everyone gets the basic state pension, right? This is not means tested. If you get the basic state, you get the basic state pension from your national insurance contributions that you'll have made all your life. You are entitled to the basic state pension. That's why it's a universal benefit. And if you are eligible for pension credit, that also means you're entitled to pension credit.
Yeah.
I'm generally a small state guy.
Yeah.
You're generally a small state guy.
Yeah.
We both think the tax burden,
Yeah.
70-year high, is far too high. But I would say if you're eligible for those benefits, you make that phone call and you make sure you get what you're entitled to.
Good stuff. Cracking advice. Liam, thank you very, very much. Liam Halligan, our economics and business editor, with On the Money.